Hello, today we're going to talk about erosion and deposition by water. So how does flowing water change your surface? Well, we've already talked about some of the things that you notice in this picture. We've already talked about weathering, the breaking down of rock due to the wind, the rain, and the freezing rain. We've talked about erosion, which is moving materials from one place to another, and we've talked about deposition, which is where that material actually gets deposited. So, by erosion, the process with which sediment and other materials are moved from one place to another is the actual physical act of erosion. It is a movement. It comes from the stream's bed of the materials being carried down the stream or anywhere through the stream, meaning it's going to move from here to here. And because of the erosion, because of this moving water, we're going to allow the streams to widen and deepen over time. The second way is by deposition. And this happens because the process by which those eroded materials are dropped and come to rest. They're laid down. The material drops when the water slows down and comes to an open, like in this picture where you notice, it's no longer a meandering stream. Now it's more of a lake or a river. The material drops and then it forms into different landforms, such as these landforms you notice here, these little islands that are within the picture. So what landforms can these streams create? Well, they can create lots of different things. So by erosion, they can create canyons and valleys, as you see in this picture right here. Running water erodes the rock and the sediment over time from the stream bed that it is, and it will form these valleys and deep canyons. This is actually the Grand Canyon. This particular picture is of Horseshoe Bend found in Arizona, and this area was formed from the Colorado River wearing down the rock and forming the valleys and canyons that are there today. So over 1 million more years, this will look very different than it does now. And if you notice, the water looks still, but it's actually a river. So the water is flowing and all of these edges are slowly being weathered, eroded away every single day. It can also form floodplains and marshes. And this is by deposition. So this is going to be where the stream meanders down and then it comes out into that larger body of water. So a flooding stream deposits sediment over that flat flooded area, which is known as the floodplain, meaning all of that area out here can become flooded with that water that's being released. This is going to create very fertile lands where plants will grow, and basically you end up with a marsh. Something else that can form is a delta or an alluvial fan. And both of these are formed by the process of deposition, the result of something laying down. So an alluvial fan is when the stream flows over the land and basically the load or all the sediment gets deposited. When it does that, it gets deposited in what would appear as a fan shape, an old-fashioned fan, that is, not your ceiling fan. And this basically is kind of like a giant semicircle, and it's called an alluvial fan. If the water is going to slow down where a stream enters into, like, say, an ocean or into a river or even into a lake, the load is deposited in a fan shape, but it's in the actual water itself. And because of that, it becomes known as a delta, and the water's basically going to be able to come through it. So a delta is in the water, an alluvial fan is along the surface, and it's actually over land. Fan land. All right, and then it can also create beaches, sandbars, and barrier islands. I'm sure most of you have seen a beach at some point in your life, and you know that they can be made up of sand, which is what most of them are. Can also be made up of pebbles and sometimes even boulders deposited by powerful waves. Those are going to be places that are maybe, say, on the western coast or in other parts of the world, not so much anywhere that's along the Atlantic in the south or in the Gulf. You also get sandbars. So this is a picture of a sandbar. A lot of people love the sandbar at the beach because basically the waves erode the material and push the deposited material into a certain area. That certain area becomes the ridge made up of sand, and thus you get your sandbar. Meaning if you were here at the beach and you wanted to go out to the sandbar to put your chair, you would have to go through the deeper water to then come out here to have the flat sand be there. And the last type of landform is a barrier island. This is a long, narrow island that forms parallel to the shore. So in this picture, this is the shore. Parallel means it runs just in two lines basically that are right next to one another. So this is a barrier island. It's a barrier for the main land, and it's an island because it's only itself. It's not connected to the land except by this bridge or by some type of man-made item. And it creates a barrier. So like if, say, a hurricane were to come, it's going to have to come through this barrier before it's going to actually affect the mainland. So these are all the landforms that are created by both erosion and deposition.